Okay, mae bobl yn cychwyn dod I fewn. We're seeing people starting to come in now, so welcome to everybody that's joining us this evening. Croeso I bawb. Nice gweld gymaint ohonych chi'n dod I fewn. So, ni aros am jyst chydig o funudau cyn cychwyn I wneud siŵr bod pawb I fewn. So we'll just wait a couple of minutes until everyone's in. So we'll just be making sure as you're coming in that you've got your mute on. I'm sure that you'll all be singing along as we go along, but if we could just make sure that your mute is on and that it's better to have your video off for this bit as well. And if you make sure that your view is on, I think it's presenter view or speaker view, it'll mean that Gwilym's big for you, so you're not just seeing a whole screen of black squares and names. So yeah, cofiwch roed yr sgrin ar speaker view I gael pawb. Mae'n dal bobl yn cychwyn o fewn, so nice gweld gymaint ohonych chi. Mae Wedi handy saith wan sy'n mynd I gychwyn. So it's gone 7:30, so I think it's time to start and people will be coming in as we go along. So yes, I'm Nia from North Wales Wildlife Trust, and I'm just here to welcome you all and to welcome Gwilym. So I know for some of you, Gwilym won't need an introduction, but he's been shortlisted for Radio 2 Folk Singer of the Year, 2009, Welsh Folk Award Best Solo Artist of the Year, and I think this year, more than ever, and I know I have been able to enjoy seeing Gwilym online, live streaming on various festivals and things like that. And yeah, tro cyntaf I glywed Gwilym, y can cyntaf Gwilym oedd Clychau'r Gog, a dwi'n cofio fo'n iawn, o'n I ar y ffordd I BBC Radio Cymru I siarad ar galwad cynnar, oedd ryw 4:46. Nes I glywed Clychau'r Gog, ac o'n i'n hooked ar hynny. So dwi'n falch iawn bod Gwilym di cytuno dod i'n dathliad ni o bywyd môr, am bob peth I wneud efo môr a cymunedau morol Cymru. So yeah, I'm really chuffed to welcome Gwilym. I'm really glad that he agreed to come here tonight. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm sure that you all will. So yeah, felly, without further ado, dyma chdi Gwilym.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Nia. Diolch am y croeso. Ia, felly dwi'n mynd I ganu caneuon môr. We're going to be having some sea songs and some sea shanties as well. All sea songs aren't shanties, and all shanties are not sea songs. But we're going to learn a bit about that as we go along. But we're going to start with Gada'i Tir, and there's a little bit you can sing. It goes like this. Iforio, iforio. Morio is a verb meaning to see, but it means to go out to sea. So it's morio means to go out to sea, and it's sung by a little boy who wants nothing more in life than to go out to sea and have adventures on the sea. So, dyma ni. Mae'r angor wedi godi'n glir a yw cyn wrth y lliw. Mae'r hwyliau'n llawn ar gwynto'r tir awn drwy swnten llygyn fo hir. A minna'n brentis ar fy ngwir ar fflat yw piw. Iforio, iforio ar fynd i'r môr mi roi symryd. Iforio hyd bellter oedd fyd ar fflat yw piw. Farwel fy anwyl dad a mam, farwel I Sian a Hiw, farwel I Carlo Princess am I borthin llaen a charreg llam. Cewch fod yn dawel ni chael gam ar fflat piw piw. Iforio, iforio ar fflat, yw byw. Leini gwyrdd i'r ochr dde, a gwyn ar ben y mast. A'r coch sydd atoch dyfu, lle mae'r llong yn mynd tan a wel gre. Ni fedr ail-lain a rhoi hwrre ar blat, yw byw. I forio, ar fynd i'r môr mi roi symri. I forio hyd bellter oedd bydd ar blat, yw byw. I forio, ar fynd i'r môr mi roi symri. I forio hyd bellter oedd bydd ar fflat, yw byw. I forio hyd bellter oedd bydd ar fflat, yw byw. Dyna ni, i forio. Yes, felly mae o'n ddiddorol i feddwl bod Cymru efo môr i'r gogledd, môr i'r gorllewin a môr i'r de. Mae yna syndod cyn lleiad o ganeuon môr sydd gennym ni. So it's surprising to think that Wales is surrounded by the sea on 3 sides. It's interesting the lack of sea songs that we have in our tradition. We have some, but it's surprisingly few. And it seems like a lot of people who went out to sea, especially from North Wales, would, if they didn't work locally on local small ships, they would have gone to Liverpool. And there they picked up mostly English shanties and some even Norwegian shanties, and picked them up. And most of them wouldn't have no idea what the words meant, but they picked up the songs quite quickly, and they were the Welsh mariners were famous for their 3-part harmony. So it's written. But there are a few songs in Welsh that we know that were sung, and this next one is one of them. And it was sung, or it was collected by an old man who used to be a mariner, and he worked on slate ships, the ones that went from Felinheli, Caernarfon, Porthmadog, the ships that were laden with roof slates from the slate quarries and carried to the 4 corners of the earth to be put on the roofs of buildings. And this particular one was sung on a ship that sailed from Bangor to Boston and laden with slates. And yes, this is the song, one of the songs that they sang, and it was a shanty, so it was one of the work songs that they used either to pull ropes or to spin. I don't know a lot of the technical words. I'm sorry. But yeah, there were work songs, rhythmic songs that went along with certain jobs on the ship, and this would have been one of them. So it's sort of bilingual, that there's an English bit in the chorus, and it goes, let me think now. Oh yeah. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Gymru nôl. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Gymru nôl, which means I hope one day we can meet again on the shores of dear old Wales. Felly, dyma ni. Hwylwyd llestr egwan, nid wyf yn enwi hon. Fe aeth o ddinas Bangor, ei ddaeth oedd dros y don. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. Roedd arni un ar 15 o Gymru o higi yn hwylio afon Menna i ddeithio'r newydd byd. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. Y gwyntoedd i chwythu yn ffafriol ar ein rhan, gadawsom yn ei seiriol ar peilatau i'r lan. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. Aeth heibio pen Caergybi a lawr i'r Cilfor Cas, diflannodd brynia Cymru a thir y Werddon Las. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. Gawn bwdin Rhys dy Sadwn nes byddwn bron yn ddall, a syrthio i lawr y fforchnias, nais ar ôl y llall. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. So happy we are all, my boys, happy we are all. Gobeithio gawn ni eto gwrdd ar lannau Cymru nôl. Na ni, diolch yn fawr. Reit. Mae'r gân nesa yma yn enwog mewn lot o ieithoedd gwahanol. Mae wedi cael ei gyfieithu mewn i lot o ieithoedd. Dwi'n meddwl yn Sbaeneg oedd yn wreiddiol, ond mae o'n enwog mewn lot o ieithoedd gwahanol. Ag Santiana, di enw I, neu Santa Ana. So this song is has been, I think it was originally in Spanish, but has since been translated into many different languages and is famous in lots of places around the world. And yes, I believe it's there's some connection with Mexico and the Caribbean and sort of the wars between Mexico and the United States in the 19th century with the song. I'm not entirely sure. But by the time we've received the Welsh language version, it's lost those connotations. And it was translated, or it was given Welsh words, as many of our sea songs were, by a man called Gwilym Davies, who was a Welshman from Liverpool, or, well, he had grown up in Liverpool, but all his family was from Llŷn, was from Edern on Pen Llŷn, and he was very proud of his roots there and his seafaring connections, and most of his family had been out to sea. And there's a fantastic photograph of him in front of, if anybody knows Aberdaron, you'll know the ship, one of the pubs in Aberdaron, and there's a fantastic photograph of Gwilym Davies as a young man standing in front of the ship, and as you usually have in these photographs, everybody's standing in front of the pub looking very grumpy, and there's these men who are obviously fishermen, and they've got these dark leather-like skin and sort of barely looking through their eyes like this, but very unusually for these sort of Victorian photographs. Gwilym Davies himself he's sitting on a cart, and he's got a donkey and cart, and he's sitting on the cart with a pipe in his mouth, and he's beaming, he's grinning, which is quite refreshing to see in these old Victorian photographs, some smiling. And that's him as a young man in Aberdaron. But he was the one who ended up giving lots of Welsh words to these sea songs. Yes, and then this is another example of one of his words, but to an old melody, Santiana. O Santiana, chwifdeg arnynio, Santiana, i'r wyntau'r teg I rownio'r hord, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru. Mae'r haffau gyd fel ffyn o'r ewnio, Santiana, a'r môr yn wyllt ar niwl yn dew, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru. Mae tîf yn had yn wyn ar aino, Santiana, a'r rhosys cochion yn yr ar, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru. Ac drws ma'n anaio, Santiana, does unlla tebyg I fy ngwlad, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru. Mae'r hwyliau wedi rhewin garn, aio, Santiana, i'r wyntoedd teg I rownio'r hon. Yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru bell, yng nghartrau yng Nghymru. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Reit. Cyfle arall I chi ganu wan. Ag mae hon yn enghraifft da o shanty gwaith can rhythmig. Oedd yr alaw yma'n boblogaidd iawn oedd yn cael ei ddefnyddio ar longau fel shanty tynnu'r half. So this is another chance for you to sing now. And you need to sing the phrase unwaith eto hogia, which means one more time, boys. Unwaith eto hogia. Unwaith eto hogia. Oh yes. Unwaith eto hogia, and then ayo hogia bach. I'll give you an example. I'll do this a cappella. So I'll just sing you the first verse for you to get how it goes. Mae'r gwynt yn deg ar hwyliau'n llawn, unwaith eto hogia, a'r ffasned leit yn agos iawn, aio hogia bach. So it's every other line. I sing the line. I was the one who was calling out the song, and then everybody as a chorus joins in the unwaith eto hogia. And I sing a line. Ayo, hogia bach. So, unwaith eto hogia. One more time, boys. And ayo, hogia bach. Ayo, little boys. But it doesn't really translate. It literally little boys, but yeah, hogia bach is just like lads, basically. So yes, you'll pick it up by the end. Felly dyma ni, mae'r gwynt yn deg, ymunwch chi fewn. Mae'r gwynt yn deg ar hwyl ia'n llawn unwaith eto hogia. A'r ffasned leit yn agos iawn a'i hogia bach. Os deil y gwynt gan weled y tir unwaith eto hogia. Y brynia'r werddon cyn fo hir a'i hogia bach. Daw cwch y peilot tocat o'n ni unwaith eto hogia. Y bac meiniard yw aros I a'i hogia bach. O meistr peilot bach bore da unwaith eto hogia. Ni welsom dir ers dechrau a'i hogia bach. O ewch a ni dan gysgod y tir unwaith eto hogia. I harbwr corcrol mor daeth hir a'i hogia bach. Cawn bwrw angor yn y man unwaith eto hogia. A chlywed per ar oglau'r lan a'i hogia bach. Cawn ordor soc I wylio ymlaen unwaith eto hogia. Daw diwrnod tal a ffordd di'n llaen a'i hogia bach. Hey! Da iawn, da iawn. I couldn't hear you, but I could feel you. I could feel your voices coming through. Da iawn. Da iawn. Reit, Reit, mae hon yn gan bach hyfryd. Harbwr San Francisco, dyn nhw hon. Ac mae'r canwr yn hiraethu am adra. Yn amlwg, mae o yn Harbwr San Francisco, ond mae o'n hiraethu am adra. A mae o'n ista ar y cei, a mae'n gweld y lleuad, a mae'r lleuad yn llawn ac yn ola ac yn disglair. Ac mae'n gweld, a mae'n rhyfeddu, mae o fel, dwi ochr arall y byd, ond dwi'n edrych ar yr un hen leuad, a mae'r un hen leuad yn sbio nôl lawr at fi. A wedyn, mae o'n cenfigenu at y lleuad, mae'n dweud, o, wel, lleuad, mae mor hawdd I chi I fynd I ochr arall y byd, I sbio ar pawb dwi'n caru yng Nghymru fach, ond mae o'n cymryd amser maith I fi wneud yr un siwrne. A mae'n dweud, does na ddim byd yn gallu dy rwystro di. So this is a very, very nice song. It's called Harbwr San Francisco. No prizes for guessing that means the harbour of San Francisco. And it tells of a person in San Francisco Harbour, and they have big hiraeth for home. They're yearning, they're very, very homesick. And they're sitting there and it's evening and it's a full moon, and they look up at the moon and they think, it's so easy for you, moon. You can whip over to North Wales without a care in the world, and nothing can stop you, not even the highest winds can stop you to go over to Penllyn. And I know that they'll be looking up at you and you'll be looking down at them, all the people I love back home. But it's very, very difficult for me over on the other side of the world. And I might not ever make it back home, you know. A lot of people must have had same feelings over centuries, looking up at the old moon, which the singer describes that like an old lady looking down on all of us. So, yeah, gobeithio newch chi fwynhau Harbwr San Francisco. Hen leia dwen uwch ben y byd, a ddoistio hyd I Gymro. Aeth yn bell o'i wlad ei hun, o Lyn I San Francisco. Mor dda dy gwmni dy môr, ac wrth ein angor heno, fel hen Gymraes uwch ben y dŵr, yn Harbwr San Francisco. Mae fel goladydd ar lan, a phob man disgwyrio, a thaflu gwreichion hyd y dŵr, Harbwr San Francisco. Ond medra weld y ola gwyn, fwrdd dim I sy'n fyfyrio, ar borthyn llaen a'i bai a'i glan, o belltar San Francisco. Mae sŵn ystyrdoedd ar cliw, a'r dref yn byw ac effro, a sŵn rialtwch mawr lan, dros Harbwr San Francisco. Ond tawel iawn yw'r glenni'r llun, ar ben fy hun rwy'n gwrando, am ystwyriant bell fenol yw'r, o Harbwr San Francisco. Y fory byddi uwch ben llun, yn gweld pob un am caro, yn gweld y taen o'n gwlad sydd well, yn bell o San Francisco. Cei fynd yn dawel ar dy hynt, ni all yr un gwynt yr wystero, a'n starfydd geirwan sydd o'n blaen, I borthyn llaen o ffyrso. Cei fynd yn dawel ar dy hynt, ni all yr un gwynt yr wystero, ond stormydd geirwan sydd o'n blaen, I borthyn llaen o ffyrso. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Reit. I might do a couple more for you. Un neu ddau arall. Gawn ni weld. Reit. Mae hon yn un arall i chi ymuno fewn arni. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Dyna hon. Hwre for the Caernarfon key. Ag ia, mae o'n dathlu dychwelyd am adra ar ôl tymor hir ar y môr. Oedd pawb yn edrych ymlaen yn fawr iawn at dod nôl adra. So this is a song about coming home after a long shift out at the sea and coming back home to Caernarfon. Caernarfon had a bit of a reputation years back as being quite a rowdy port town, as many port towns are. And they said that if they hired mariners to go on the ships, they made sure to not get too many mariners that came from the same place, especially somewhere like Caernarfon, because if you had the whole crew being people from Caernarfon, then there would be, long-standing family disputes that would inevitably come out on the claustrophobic deck of a ship. So they made sure to sort of have a mixed bag of on the crew. But yes, Caernarfon had a reputation, and still has to some extent. But this is a song celebrating coming back home and coming into Abermenai. They would come up, depending how far they had gone, but they would have seen the Wicklow Mountains to the west, and Eryri to the east, and then getting close, passing Ynys Enlli and the Llŷn Peninsula, and seeing Caergybi, Holyhead on their left, and coming into Bai Caernarfon and Abermenai, the Aber of the Menai, and coming back to the hustling town of Caernarfon. So yes, it's called Hwre am gei Caernarfon, and again a very easy little chorus bit that you can all sing. It goes, so every other line I say Akayo Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. So hooray to the key of Caernarfon. And then Akaya, Akayo, Akaya, Akayo. Gwell gen I na ffint gael clywed y gwynt. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. So I would rather have a pound coin. No, sorry. I would prefer, even better than a pound coin, I would prefer having the wind blow me. That's what's the the chorus said. I would rather that than even a pound coin. So, well gen I na ffint gael clywed y gwynt. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. So here we go. Rôl cyfri'r dyddiau gyd bob un Akaia, Akaio. Hwre am fy ngwlad a fy nghartra fy hun. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Akaia, Akaio. Canwch ai Akaio. Well gen I na ffint gael clywed y gwynt. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Mor ar adeg yma bysedd y cloc Akaia, Akaio. Mae'n barod ers meeting I adal y doc. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Akaia, Akaio. Na canwch ai Akaio. Well gen I na ffint gael clywed y gwynt. Hwre am gei Caernarfon. Hwre, dyma'r capten yn cymryd comand. Akaia, Akaio. Dan weiddi fel porchall ag edrach yn gran. Hwre hwre am gei Canarfon. Acaia, acaio, canwch ai acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt hwre am gei Canarfon. O chi ar y cei, mae'r gwynt dros y tir acaia, o acaio. Gollangwch yr hapau, gollwng yn glir, hwre am gei Canarfon. Acaia, acaio, canwch ai acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. O bar yn y capstan i warpio i'r môr, acaia, acaio. Mae Gwyn ar wep yr hen gomador, hwre am gei Canarfon. Acaia, acaio, canwch ai acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. Am y cynta i'r iarbia, wel ddiw arnyn gynt acaia, acaio. O'r diwedd cawn ollwng a hwyliau'r gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. Acaia, acaio, canwch ai acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. Last verse. Mae'r haf ar y blaen ac mi wyddwch bawb hyn acaia, acaio. Oedd merched bach Cymru neithon ni hyn dyn, hwre am gei Canarfon. Acaia, acaio, acaia, acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. Ag eto, acaia, acaio, canwch ai acaio. Gwestiwn un a fynt gael clywed y gwynt, hwre am gei Canarfon. Da iawn! Da iawn chi. Reit, dwi'n mynd i orffan efo un can arall. Ag os oeddech chi'n, wel, eich fydd rai, o'ch chi'n nabod y gan yma. Os oeddech chi'n tyfu fyny yn mynd i'r ysgol yng Nghymru, ysgolion Cymreig, dwi'n siŵr da chi wedi clywed y gan yma rhywbryd wrth dyfu fyny. Y can morwrol mwy o boblogaeth sydd gen i. Mor boblogaeth, dwi ddim hyd yn oed angen geiriau i hon. This is my last one. This is by far and away the most well-known Welsh sea song. It's called Flat Hugh Pew. A flat meaning a kind of ship and being the property of Hugh Pew. And it talks about Porthyn Llaen. If you don't know where Porthyn Llaen is, it's on a little, very small peninsula sticking up from the Llyn by Nefyn, by Morfa Nefyn. And it's a small village, a very small village, so small now that there's not a road really leading to it. You have to go through the golf course to arrive to the village. But there's a fantastic pub there called the Piciwch. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. But it used to be a booming fishing town, or as they say in Porthyn Llaen, what's it called? A little drinking village with a fishing problem. And interestingly, Porthyn Llaen was was the other candidate to be the main post port between London and Dublin. So Holyhead was one, and Porthyn Llaen was the other one, and they happened to have chosen Holyhead. So imagine, you know, in a parallel universe, Porthyn Llaen is a huge shipping port, and Holyhead is a quaint little drinking village with a fishing problem. But there we are. That's how things panned out. But this song is about Porthyn Llaen and about Flat Hugh Pew, and it's it was every little boy's dream in that area at that time, at the end of the 19th century, to go off to sea and to see the world. So yes, flat yw piw. Felly, diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd am ddod heno. Gobeithio bod chi wedi mwynhau arlwy yr ymredolaeth natur heddiw am bywyd gwyllt y môr. Ag, ie, ella na I weld chi mewn gig go iawn rhyw ddydd, pwy a wyr. So, I'd like to thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed this and all the talks that have been going on and the activities that the North Wales Wildlife Trust have arranged. And I thank them very much for arranging this. And I hope to see you again in a real life gig, maybe by the sea, maybe by the wonderful rich shores that we have here in Cymru. Felly, diolch yn fawr iawn. Flat yw piw. How to find a nice little key. Okay. Os da chi'n nabod I, canwch, iawn. Mae sŵn y morff di llaen, sŵn wylia'n codi, blociau gyd yn gwichian, Dafydd Jones yn gweiddi. I fynnau aros adra yn fy miw, rhaid I mi fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw yn hwylio heno, sŵn y codi angor, mi fynnau fynd I fario. Mi wisgau capi gloiw tra byddai'n byw, os gai fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw. I brynnau yn Iwerddon sanes udan, sgidia bach I ddawnsio, a rheina byclarian. Mi fyddai'n wrbon heddi tra byddai'n byw, os gai fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw yn hwylio heno, sŵn y codi angor, mi fynnau fynd I fario. Mi wisgau capi gloiw tra byddai byw, os gai fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw. Fi gadwa I fflat fel parlwr gore, bisgwrio mawr a chrafu, o ben bore. Mi fydd y pres yn sgleinio ar y lliw, yn y fyddai yn gapten llong ar flat yw piw yn hwylio heno, sŵn y codi angor, mi fynnau fynd I fario. Mi wisgau capi gloiw tra byddai byw, os gai fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw yn hwylio heno, sŵn y codi angor, mi fynnau fynd I fario. Mi wisgau capi gloiw tra byddai byw, os gai fynd yn llongwr iawn ar flat yw piw. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Gwilym. Gwych. Dwi'n mwyn siŵr be allai ddeud heblaw am hynna. That was amazing. Thank you. And I know I'm not just talking about myself here. There's huge amount of comments and sylwadau saying ardderchog, fantastic, thank you. We've got people from California, Ceredigion, Buckley, Felinheli, Anglesey, Hampshire, Scotland. So from all over the place, and that was fantastic, and not just an amazing musician, but a fantastic storyteller. So diolch am straeon a'r caneuon. So yeah, and hopefully we'll see you soon and live again, and hopefully gobeithio gawn ni weithio efo'n gilydd eto. Gwilym, oedd hynny'n ffantastig. So diolch I bawb am ddod hefyd. It's nice to see so many of you here. Cofiwch, mae gennym ni ddiwrnod arall o Mirimorol ar ôl. So fory fyddwn ni 11 yn y bore, 11 AM will be rock pooling live. So tuniwch fewn I Facebook Moroedd Byw Cymru. So tune in to Living Seas Wales Facebook for some live rock pooling. 1:30, grab a panad and come and meet the team of Living Seas Wales, North Wales Wildlife Trust, a team gogledd am baned. A wedyn 3:00 fyddwn ni'n gwneud straeon, da ni wedi bod yn casglu dros y blynyddoedd, straeon bobl o gymunedau Cymru am 3:00, ac 7:30, quiz yr wyl. It'll be the 7:30 tomorrow night, it'll be the festival quiz, and there are prizes, so please join in. And again, thank you so much, Gwilym. That was just incredible, and I know I'm not just, everyone's saying it. I'll send you a summary of the comments. So yeah, felly diolch yn fawr, Gwilym. Hwyl.
Diolch I chi. Croeso tad. Ta-ra.
Hwyl. 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 A hwyl I chi hefyd. Ta-ra, wan.
Ta-ra, hwyl. Edward.